Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're having an awesome day because I'm continuing with my Madonna journey. I'm listening to her whole discography for the very first time, and we have made it to 2003's American Life. I'm super pumped to listen to this record, and that's not to say that I wasn't excited to listen to all of Madonna's other records because I was. This one in particular, I don't know why. I think it's because I don't think I've really heard any songs off this record before. There's American Life, which was released as a single, which I don't think I actually heard before. Hollywood, which I did hear before, but I don't even remember it because it was such a long time ago that I did listen to it last. I want to say 10, 15 years ago. I mean, I was probably only a kid when I heard this song last, so I actually don't even remember it. I kind of remember what the chorus sounds like. But I'm definitely gonna need a refresher. And Die Another Day from the James Bond movie Die Another Day. I might have heard this track also, but I'm not sure. Like always, if I start listening to it and it sounds familiar and I know I've heard it before, I'll let you guys know. But from my knowledge, the only track I've really heard off this record is Hollywood, track number 2. So I'm pretty pumped up. It looks like it's gonna be a bit of a political record from the look of the cover art. She looks very rebellious. She looks like she might be in the Marines of sorts. And it also looks like the Star Spangled Flag is torn apart in the background behind her. There's loose threads, it looks like. It looks like loose threads. So I'm pretty excited. The red is very polarizing on the cover artwork. Madonna, American Life. Okay, I'm super pumped, so let's get into it with track number 1, American Life. And before I start getting into it, I'm gonna have to throw on my headphones like always. Okay, so let's get into it. Track number 1, American Life. I have to change my name. I tried to stay on top. I get a double shot it goes into my body and you know I'm satisfied. I drop my mini Cooper and I'm feeling super stupid. You can tell me I'm a trooper and you know I'm satisfied. I do yoga and Pilates and the room is full of hotties, so I'm checking out the bodies and you know I'm satisfied. I got a lawyer and a manager, an agent and a chef. Yes. An assistant and a driver and a jet. A trainer and a butler and a bodyguard of 5. A gunner and a stylist. Do you think I'm satisfied? No. To express my extreme point of view. I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Jew. I'm just living out the American dream, and I just realized that nothing is what it seems. Okay, and that was track number 1, American Life. You know what? I liked it. It was a little bit of a bop, I will say. And it kind of reminded me of Music. I feel like this song is a continuation from Music, she used a lot of different sounds we never heard from her before. Lots of synths and lots of different experimentation that I never heard from a Madonna record before. And I get Music vibes from this track as well. Music, the album. It also kind of reminded me of Daft Punk. I love Daft Punk. Oh, so good. And the lyrics, I mean, you saw me smile, you saw me laughing a little bit. She used the word fuck, which I never really heard Madonna use the word fuck before in an album or a song up until this point in her career. I think she might have used it once or twice on her Erotica album. I know there were a lot of, explicit themes and words used on that record in particular. But I've never actually really heard her use the word fuck before, which was, I'm a little shook from that. Yeah, I loved it. 2 thumbs up. Madonna clearly is living the American dream at this point in her career. She's had so many hit records. She is known all over the world. She has an incredible and loyal fan base, which each time I do these Madonna videos, I'm learning very quickly that she has a very committed and very knowledgeable fan base. You guys have been mentioning a lot of your insights in the comment section of these Madonna videos, and you guys have been teaching me, informing me, and I really appreciate it. She has such a strong following, and she has everything she wants at this point in her career. 2003, I mean, she's living the high life, and she truly did earn it. So now let's move on to track number 2, Hollywood. Okay, so that was track number 2, Hollywood. And it's been so long since I heard this song last. Like, I don't even remember when. So this was a very good refresher, and I enjoyed it. Is it my favorite Madonna song ever after listening to American Life in Hollywood? Obviously, this isn't anywhere near Madonna's best work ever, but I will say they are still fun tracks. They are not bad by any means. I feel like this is a good continuation from Music, the album. I did enjoy Music for what it was worth. Again, was Music my favorite Madonna album? No. After listening to more heavy-handed records like Avida, even Ray of Light, Erotica, Like a Prayer, it's nice that Madonna is now kind of going in this direction with Music and now American Life, talking about the American dream and Hollywood, going to Hollywood. A lot of people are going to Hollywood to try and make it in the neighborhood to become famous, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for quite a few of them, and a lot of them end up homeless in Hollywood. I've seen documentaries and I've heard podcasts of the doe-eyed young starlets and young people who go to Hollywood to try and make a name for themselves, and they see the movies, they see the tabloids, they see the internet, and they just want to be famous, they want to be in movies, and they try and try and try, and they just don't make it, and their dreams are just crushed, and they decide, where do I go from here? Do I stay in Hollywood or do I go back home because it's not working out for me? And I can only imagine what that's like, just the constant rejection and trying to make it in such a polarizing industry like Hollywood. I mean, it's one in a million, and I can only imagine what it's like for so many young people who are going there right now to try and make it, and kudos to them. I mean, I feel like that's probably one of the bravest things you could ever do because it's all about your image, it's all about your talent, and if you don't have it in the first 5 seconds in the audition, you're scrapped. If you don't have it right away, you're not remembered. So for those of you who are watching this video right now and you have been in a situation like that where you went to Hollywood and you tried to make it, you went to the auditions, you tried to find an agent, or you did land an agent, and it just didn't really work out for you. Or maybe you're still in that situation where you're trying to make it, and you think you're gonna make it, and you really want to make it. What is that like? What is it like every single day to be in such a dog-eat-dog world where there's so much competition and so many people who are like you, who are trying to make it, and you need that one thing that makes you stand out from the rest? What is that like? What's it like going to audition? I've never been to audition before. And I know I'm going off topic, which I always tend to do, but I've never done it before. And I've seen the movies, I've seen A Star is Born, I've seen, I've seen documentaries, but I want to know from a real person, a first-hand account, what it's like to be in a situation like that, to try and make it in Hollywood. So if you have been in a situation like that, let me know in the comments. Or if you know someone close to you. Anyway, let's move on to track number 3, I'm So Stupid. But first, I do want to delve a bit further into what I just said about trying to make it Hollywood and how people go to Hollywood to try to be a famous movie star or a musician or some sort of notable person in the industry. I mean, I've had my fair share of rejection. I am an author, or I am a self-published author, and for many years, I myself have tried to find a literary agent, so I know my fair share of rejection. I mean, I remember back in my early 20s, and even my late teens, up until my mid-20s, where I was trying to find a literary agent and sending out all the letters, trying to make it, trying to find that agent, trying to get my books published, and just hearing no, 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 no. So in that sense, I understand the frustration and I understand boatloads of rejection. It's come to the point where rejection doesn't even affect me anymore because I'm so used to it at this point where something doesn't work out. I'm like, whatever, I'll try again. I'll try again. And that's all you can really do in this life is just try again, and not to let anything bring you down or let people push you down or say you're not good enough, you're not talented enough, that you're not worthy enough. It can take 100 people to say no to you, but it only takes one person to say yes to you. So keep that in mind if you are a struggling artist of sorts, whether it be a struggling actor or actress, musician, painter, chef, cook, novelist, TV personality, whatever it is, if you're trying to make it in a very competitive field and all you're hearing is rejection and no's, don't let that get you down. One day it might happen. All you have to do is work on yourself. You have to work on your talent. You have to work on your skills. And that's all you can really do. And just try to test the field. Maybe one road didn't work out for you, but try another road. Maybe one road you were taking, maybe this one person you're trying to contact so desperately, and it's just not working out. Maybe you just need to maybe contact this different person, or maybe you have to email this different person, or maybe you have to go to this different place for, something else to work out for you, and maybe it will work out. Different doors will open to different roads, and you just need to find the right door that will open for you. Maybe open the wrong door. So you just need to close that door and take the new one. And again, I'm going off topic, but these tracks, again, Madonna is bringing out just a lot of things I've gone through and a lot of things I've experienced, and a lot of things I think about. I just want to share with you. And that's what Madonna does. She just brings out my inner feelings and my inner emotions, and that's what I love about listening to Madonna. No other artist have I listened to so far has made me feel this way, has led me to wanting to sit down with you guys and just share with you everything that I've gone through, everything I want to know, and everything that I've experienced in my life. So thank you for listening. Anyway, let's move on to track number 3. I'm So Stupid, finally, and I swear we're gonna get into it this time. Let's do it. Is this broken? Stupid. Okay, that was track number 3. I'm So Stupid. Again, these sounds, these synths, I don't even know what they are. They're so quirky, they're so strange. Very reminiscent of music, the album. And I love it. It's so different from what I've listened to before. Up until Bedtime Stories, and then there was, Evita and the Ray of Light. I think Ray of Light is where it kind of started, and then we went to music and now this. And I'm loving it. It's so modern of the time in 2003. I mean, this is 2003 all over it. Even though it's its own record with its own sounds and what have you, I love it. And again, we're continuing with the theme of Hollywood and wanting to be a star, and now she's saying to herself, I'm so stupid because I lived in a fuzzy dream. I saw all the pretty pictures, I saw all the beautiful people, and I saw myself in them. But all along, I was just living in a dream, and I was stupid. So now this is maybe her realization that this is not working out for her. And when I say this isn't working out for her, I'm not saying Madonna. I'm just thinking of the character Madonna's played in this album right now. That she's played a young girl who's trying to make it in Hollywood, and now she's stupid for realizing that it was all a dream. It was a fuzzy dream. She saw herself in all the pretty people around her and all the movies. And now she's realizing that she doesn't really have a chance anymore, and she was stupid. I don't know, that's the gist I'm getting from the album. I mean, I know Madonna has had her fair share of rejections throughout her life, probably, even though she is Madonna. Maybe in her earlier days, before her first record came out, maybe she's alluding to that. how much of a struggle it was. I mean, I don't really know what happened to her or what was going on in her life before her first album dropped, but I imagine it was probably a struggle for her, like most people. So maybe she's alluding to that. Anyway, now let's move on to track number 4, Love Profusion.
There are too many questions. There is not one solution. You make me feel, you make it shine. There are too many options. There is no consolation. You make me feel I got you under my skin. I got you under my skin. I got you.
Don't you just love it when Madonna whispers? Oh, it's so sexy. Okay, and that was track number 4, Love Profusion, and this is another solid track I enjoy. It's not my favorite track on the record so far, but still another solid track that I enjoy listening to. Again, I love the sounds. I love the different synths and what have you. It's very, you know, like I said in my music first listen video, I'm a very EDM guy. I love dance music. I love Daft Punk and all that. And I think that's why I like this album so much, is it kind of reminds me of Daft Punk and what have you. In terms of the lyrics, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like she might be talking about drugs. And I know I can feel bad when I get in a bad mood and the world can look so sad. Only you can make me feel good. I got you under my skin. And then when she says the lyric, I got you under my skin, I'm thinking of a needle. And that's where my mind started to wander to drugs and getting high. So I feel like that's what the song's about, Love Profusion. I mean, I could be wrong, but that was just my interpretation of the song. You make me feel, you make me shine, you make me feel, you make me shine. And the Love Profusion. Yeah, I don't know. So now let's move on to track number 5, Nobody Knows Me. And that was track number 5, Nobody Knows Me. And because of the comments you guys left me in my prior video for my first listen of music, certain songs that she sings in that I thought was auto-tuned actually isn't auto-tuned. She's using a vocoder, which I didn't know about prior. I didn't know that was a thing. Again, I'm not a music guy, so I don't know a lot when it comes to musical instruments and voice manipulation, what have you. So I imagine she was using a vocoder in this song, which I actually liked. The other track that I listened to on her album Music, I didn't really care for, but this track in particular, I actually enjoyed it. And this was another solid track. It's not one of my favorites on the record, but I still think it's a solid track for this album. So now let's move on to track number 6, Nothing Fails.
I'm in love with you. You said it there. You could take all this, take it away. Nothing fails. I'm not really trying to please, but it feels such nothing fails. No more fears.
And that was track number 6, Nothing Fails. And for me, this is one of the highlights on the record. I really enjoyed it. I loved the choir halfway through. It kind of shook me a little bit, I'll be honest with you guys. And I think the melody's beautiful. And for me, this is one of my favorite tracks from this album and music. So for me, one of the highlights, one of my favorites on the record. I love it. 2 thumbs up. It's nice that she's now finally slowing it down a little bit with track number 6. So now let's move on to track number 7, Intervention.
I've got to save my baby because he makes me cry. I want to take him higher, way up like a bird in the sky. And I know that love will of pleasure. Sometimes I wanna tear it all down. I know the road looks lonely, but that's just Satan's game. And I know that love will change us forever from here. In the blink of an eye, everything could change. Say hello to your life, now you're living. Will change us forever.
What? So, this is my favorite track on the record. Oh, it's so touching. It's so the melody. And was this a single? I don't think it was. It should have been. If it wasn't, someone screwed up. Oh my god. I love it. Again, one of my favorite, well, obviously my favorite track on this record, and one of my favorites from music and this record combined. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't think I would like this song as much as I did, but I really enjoyed it. I want to listen to it again right now, but I can't because I have to move on to track number 8. But wow, I love it. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, let's move on to track number 8, Ecstatic Process. You know what? I need to know if that song was a single. American Life, Madonna. American Life, Hollywood, Nothing Fails in Love, Profusion. What? 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 I'm overreacting. I'm so sorry. It's just, maybe I am overreacting, but I just really enjoyed that song. Aw. So sad. Anyway. Okay, now let's move on to track number 8, Ecstatic Process. I love the title of this track.
Not myself when you're around. I'm not myself standing in a crowd. I'm not myself right now. Jesus Christ, will you look at me? Don't know who I'm supposed to be. I'm not myself all alone at night. I'm not myself, don't know who to cry. I'm not myself at all. I always wish that I could find someone as beautiful as you, but in the process I forgot. I'm not myself when you're quiet. I'm not myself standing in a crowd. Jesus Christ, will you look at me? Don't know who I'm supposed to be. Find someone as beautiful as you, but in the process I forgot as you.
I just see the moment. Oh, you know what? I'm really enjoying this record so far. I don't know how a lot of you feel about this record. I mean, I've seen the Madonna album ranking lists that a lot of people have done on other websites where they rank Madonna's albums from best to worst, their favorite from least to favorite, and I think American Life falls near the bottom, maybe the middle of the list, and I feel like that's fair. I mean, this isn't my favorite Madonna record. It's not one of my favorites, or will it be one of my favorites? I don't know yet. But I feel like it might be underappreciated. I mean, from what I've listened to so far, I've really enjoyed it. I've liked every single track on here so far. especially Intervention and Ecstatic Process. Ecstatic Process, I'm getting countryish vibes, lots of it's kind of folky. Folky is that word. Folk, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. The guitar strumming, it's very chill and relaxed. And I enjoyed that, but I'm a little confused with one of the lyrics. She's singing Jesus Christ, will you look at me? But in track number 6, Nothing Fails, she's saying how she's not religious. So if you're not religious, why are you saying Jesus Christ, will you look at me? I mean, I don't really know what Madonna's stance is on religion, whether she's atheist or agnostic or what have you. Um, I don't know. Maybe you could let me share with me what is. I mean, has she publicly announced what she officially is? I'm just a little confused with her singing about Jesus Christ. Of course, there was like a prayer from 1989, but in track number 6, she's saying how she's not religious. I just don't know. I'm just very conflicted with that. Me, myself, I'm not a very religious guy. I'm agnostic. But I don't know how someone can say they're not religious, but then say, Jesus Christ, will you look at me? I'm conflicted with that. I don't know, share with me, what is Madonna's stance on religion? I know when she recorded Madam X, she was influenced with different cultures. And I know that for Ray of Light, she was into Buddhism and what have you. So I think she's very eclectic, she's very worldly, but I still don't know her religious stance. So maybe you could share with me what it is. Anyway, let's move on to track number 9, Mother and Father.
There was a time I was happy in my life. There was a time I believed I'd live forever. Nobody else would ever take the place of you. Nobody else could do the things that you could do. Oh, mother, why aren't you here with me? No one else saw the things that you could see. Yes, Father, you know I'm not so free. I got to give it up, find someone to love me. I got to let it go, find someone that I can care for. There was a time I was happy in my life. There was a time I believed I'd live forever. I got to give it up, find someone to love me. I got to let it go, find someone that I can care for. I got to give it up. My mother died when I was 5, and all I did was sit and cry. I cried and cried and cried all day until the neighbors went away. I didn't know his heart was broken, not another word was spoken. He became a shadow of the father I was dreaming of. I got to give it up, find someone that I can care for. I got to give it up, I got to let it go. I got to give it up.
Okay, and that was track number 9, Mother and Father. This is probably my least favorite track on the record. I just didn't really care for it. I like the lyrics. Again, it's a little bit of a strange, quirky song with different sounds and what have you. But I didn't really care for it. Yeah, it's definitely one of my least favorites on the record, but it's a solid track. I mean, I would listen to it again. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything. It's my least favorite. I mean, I've liked this record quite a bit so far. I've liked every single track up until now, so this will probably fall near the bottom, but just because it's at the bottom doesn't mean I would listen to it again. It's a solid track. So now let's move on to track number 10, Die Another Day. Now this is from the James Bond film Die Another Day, and I'm pretty stoked for it. I've liked all the theme songs for all the James Bond films, most of them. Hopefully this is no exception. So let's get into it. Track number 10, Die Another Day.
I'm gonna wake up, yes, and another day, a cycle. I'm gonna shake up the system.
I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but not only is this my least favorite track on the record, it's probably one of my least favorite Madonna songs ever. Uh, I did not like that song at all. How is this a James Bond song? It sounds nothing like James Bond. I mean, I have to watch the movie. I've never seen the movie, but when I think of James Bond theme tracks, I think of Adele's Skyfall. I think of The Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith. Those were more moody. I felt like those tracks captured the essence of James Bond, at least Daniel Craig's James Bond. And I haven't seen many James Bond films out of the Daniel Craig ones, so maybe this production of this song fits the movie. To me, this doesn't scream James Bond. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like the melodies. I like the production. It fits in with the rest of the album. I don't like this song. I'm sorry. It's not a very good song. It's not memorable. I will never go back to it. I didn't enjoy this song one bit. One of my least favorite Madonna songs ever. And that's saying a lot. Maybe I have to listen to it again. I don't know. I didn't enjoy that song. Anyway, let's move on to the final track on the record. Track number 11, Easy Ride.
Disappointment, it's waiting for me. I go round and round just like a circle. I can see a clearer picture.
And that was the final track on the record, Easy Ride. I enjoyed this track. It's not my favorite on the record, but I still enjoyed it. It's a solid inclusion on the record. She said, I want the good life, but I don't want an easy ride. What I want is to work for it, feel the blood and sweat on my fingertips. That's what I want for me. I want to know everything. Maybe someday I will. It's kind of like myself. I see a lot of myself in those lyrics. You know, I always want to educate myself. I always want to learn and grow. That's why I read books, I listen to podcasts, I watch documentaries. I just want to keep growing, and I don't necessarily want to know everything, you know. It's not going to come to the point where I will be on Jeopardy one day and I will end up winning millions of dollars because I'll know the answer to every single one of the questions. But I do want to know about the world. I just want to broaden my horizons. And though I do want a good life, like everyone else, I want a nice house. I want somewhere nice to live. I want the nice things, the nice car, the nice spouse, you know, the nice vacations. I just don't want it handed to me. I want to work for it. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they want to do the bare minimum and still have the happy life. You know, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are lazy, and I do get that impression a lot from people I work with, from people I engage with. So especially nowadays in 2019, you know, I just get a sense of not wanting to work for money, not wanting to work for the nice things. You just want to hand it to you. You know, something as simple as cooking yourself a nice meal. I know a lot of people who have a very unhealthy diet, and the reason being is that they just don't want to cook. And I ask them, well, why don't you just cook yourself something simple? It doesn't have to be extravagant. Just turn on the stove and make yourself some pasta or a chicken breast, what have you. And they tell me bluntly they're just too lazy to do it. I asked them first, actually. I asked, you know, is it because you're lazy? You just don't want to, you know, cook for yourself? And they're like, yeah. Something as simple as cooking. And I just get that impression from a lot of people, not everyone. But like what I'm trying to say, a lot of people don't want to work for the nice things in life, and that's the complete opposite of myself. I always want to strive and better myself and, like Madonna's singing about, I want to work for it, feel the blood, sweat on my fingertips, blood, sweat, and tears. I feel like if you go that approach, that what you do receive at the end is much more rewarding because you worked for it. You know what you had to do to get there. I mean, I'm going on my Madonna journey right now listening to her discography, but she herself went on a huge journey up until American Life 2003. And I will say I enjoyed this record. To me, it was a solid record for Madonna. I did enjoy it more than Music. And I liked almost every single track on here, and especially tracks like Intervention and Ecstatic Process, even American Life and I'm So Stupid. Those were solid tracks, and I enjoyed this record. This will be a Madonna record I will continuously go back to. I loved the production of the record. Very similar to Music, how it was very different for her. She played around with different sounds and what have you. I enjoyed the melodies and the lyrics. And overall, I thought it was a solid album from Madonna. Is it one of my favorites from her? No. No, 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 no. But I enjoyed it for what it was worth. So leave your opinions on the record. How did you like it? Maybe you hated this record. I know a lot of you who probably grew up with Madonna. You were maybe a teenager when she released her first few albums, and you kind of followed her through her career, and all of a sudden she's releasing music like this. I don't know how it affected you. Maybe you stopped becoming a fan of her because she started to release music like this. So I don't know, tell me your journey, tell me your story of Madonna and her music and how it affected you and what your thoughts were when she started to gravitate towards music like this. Music, and then American Life, and then Confessions on a Dance Floor, and then Hard Candy, which apparently from my impression, Hard Candy is her weakest album. Hard Candy and MDMA. Apparently, a lot of you don't like those albums. I myself, I've listened to the singles from those records, and they're, more dance heavy, they're more current. A lot of you say she sold out when she started releasing albums like that. Like I said, I'm a very EDM guy, so I don't know how I will enjoy those records, but I know a lot of you don't like it. So tell me your story when you think of Madonna and her direction musically with these two records, Music and American Life. What are your favorite tracks? And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me what other artists should I check out. You can find me on Apple Music. You can check out the playlists I have on there, what albums I'm listening to right now. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. I don't like how dark it's getting this early in the day. It's only 3:30 and the sun's already setting. I mean, that's November for you. Ugh, I can't wait till summer and spring. Anyway, bye, guys.